Sergey had been on the road for 3 days already, returning from his best friend's wedding. Due to the frost and snow, the road had turned into an ice rink. He had reduced his speed to avoid any risks. Suddenly, near the forest, he noticed a lone figure. I wonder who ended up in such a remote place, thought Sergey. The nearest settlement is 40 kilometers away. Sergey stopped the car and approached the forest. Under a tree stood a young woman, her skin completely blue from the cold. How did you end up here? Asked Sergey. She didn't answer, only mumbled with trembling lips. Come on, I'll take you home, said Sergey. The girl obediently followed him. The man poured her some hot tea and wrapped her in a blanket. Where do you live? Asked Sergey. Nowhere anymore, she replied. It turned out her husband was rude and cruel. They had a huge fight, and he drove her to the forest so he wouldn't have to see her again. Didn't you go to the police? Asked the man. It's useless, he's got connections there, everyone knows him, the woman answered. I'm not going home, said the girl. Alright, let's go to my place, and we'll figure out what to do, said Sergey. Sergey felt very sorry for her and couldn't understand how someone could act like that. He lived alone in a one-room apartment, wasn't planning on starting a family, and was focusing on his career first. He remembered how he and his mother used to live in poverty. He set up a camp bed in the kitchen and gave the bed to the girl. They talked for a long time that night. In the morning, Sergey was getting ready for work. Make yourself at home, there's food in the fridge, help yourself. I'm going to work, and we'll figure things out this evening, he said. He thought about Tatiana all day and how to help her. He remembered a classmate who worked for the police. Approaching his house, he saw 3 police cars and Tatiana in handcuffs. What happened? Is that your husband? Asked Sergey. There is no husband, she shouted. The police informed him that Sergey was suspected of theft but could be a witness. He was put in the police van. At the station, he learned that Tatiana had robbed the bank where she worked. Sergey confirmed that he had found her in the forest with no money, and the dashcam footage corroborated his story. He was released a few hours later. Sergey couldn't believe that Tatiana could have stolen the money. He thought maybe her husband had set her up and called his police friend. An hour later, they were discussing what had happened. It turned out Tatiana had a 5-year-old son with a serious diagnosis that required expensive treatment. After running around to charities and the bank with no help, she decided to steal to save her child. She was in a state of affect in the forest, his friend explained. Sergey decided to help, hire a lawyer and return the money to the bank. He used his savings and borrowed some from his boss. A month later, Tatiana was free. The bank had agreed to a settlement. Sergey met Tatiana. Thank you for everything you've done. I am in your debt for the rest of my life. How is my son? He's getting better, I saw him yesterday. Stop it, you don't owe me anything. Your child's life was at stake. A year and a half passed, Tatiana was marrying a reliable man. Mom, Uncle Seryoza is here in a limousine. Kiryusha shouted joyfully.